Michael, will you come here for a second, please? He's running for the Senate, and if he gets in, you're going to be taken care of. If he doesn't get in, we're going to be stripping the military like they always do, the Democrats.
And then in a Truth Social post just last night, President Trump following up here saying, Michael Whatley has my complete and total endorsement. Caps. He will never let you down. Fresh off that, I'm pleased to bring in Trump-endorsed candidate, former RNC chairman and Republican Senate candidate in North Carolina, Michael Whatley. Great to see you back here again, Michael. I was watching you two at the stage in Fort Bragg. Not only do you have his endorsement, you have this proven track record, this relationship. You understand the policies from the administration, and a lot of this is lost on your possible Democrat opponent, Roy Cooper. President Trump says weak and ineffective. Talk to us about the direction North Carolina has to go with you there versus Cooper.
Well, I'm going to fight every day for every family, for every community across North Carolina, and we're going to fight for economic policies that are going to create jobs, that are going to allow people to take home bigger paychecks, that are going to bring down costs. We're going to keep our kids and our communities safe, and we're going to make sure that every person in North Carolina has an opportunity to get an education, get married, buy a house, and raise a family. That's all anybody wants. It's a common sense agenda that President Trump has been fighting for throughout his tenure as president, and I'm very excited to go to Washington, D.C., and be a conservative champion for North Carolina and an ally for President Trump in the Senate.
You know, Michael, you were so instrumental during the campaign. Incredible, obviously, on the election and the big win. But now we're coming up to the midterms. And one of the things that's very close to President Trump is the SAVE Act. And we see Senate Majority Leader John Thune stalling. The House passed the SAVE Act. Of course, this is very important to many of Americans. You know the polling, they support this. It's hard to listen to Democrats who say it's Jim Crow 2.0 and women won't be able to figure out paperwork. What do you say to those in the Senate? I mean, this seems like something that they need to push through that not only Trump wants, but Americans want. This is the will of the people, no?
It is. Over 80% of the American people support voter ID, and a similar majority support the fact that only American citizens can vote in federal elections, and support the fact that you need to be able to prove that you are a U.S. citizen in order to go vote is very, very commonsensical. This bill has absolutely huge bipartisan support. Democrats, Republicans, and independents alike all support this bill. The Senate needs to get it done.
What do you think of eliminating the filibuster? I mean, a lot of folks say, you know, that's maybe the time is now.
Well, look, I think that the Democrats are definitely abusing the filibuster. They have absolutely stopped any opportunity, any inclination to be able to work with the Republicans to try and get this agenda done. All you got to do is look at the nominations. 0 of President Trump's nominees have been approved by unanimous consent or a voice vote. That's the first time ever, and the Democrats are definitely abusing the filibuster.
Wow. All right, early voting, we should note, underway in North Carolina. The primary is Tuesday, March 3rd. You talked about the economy. Obviously, that's a major issue for so many Americans. We also know that people looked at disaster relief and how you were sort of looking at how people who were wrecked, ravaged by storms, did not get the help that they needed. And that was another part of making sure Americans are protected with the relief that should be there to them.
Yeah, when President Trump was sworn in, what we had seen over the course of the previous couple of months after Hurricane Helene hit was excuses, and we saw absolutely no action in western part of North Carolina since President Trump was sworn in. Over $8.5 billion in federal relief has been poured into western North Carolina by the Trump administration. And I'm very excited about seeing that the roads are being rebuilt, bridges are being rebuilt, water systems are being rebuilt. The Blue Ridge Parkway is up and running. You know, the people of western North Carolina are strong. Those are very resilient communities, and the president has made it very clear he will not forget western North Carolina. He's going to make sure that we continue to get supplies in there. I'm very honored that he has put me on the FEMA Review Council to make sure that we never have a response from the, that we saw from the Biden administration and my opponent, Roy Cooper. Again, we have to do better in getting relief to the people of not just North Carolina, but across the country.